Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Rhonda from Stampin'Up. Sorry about that. Had a little thought on my mind. Today I'm going to show you some product and this layout that I made using the Peaceful Garden Designer Series paper that is brand new. Just came out September 3rd. It's in the annual catalog, and I absolutely love it. I think when it first came out, it was kind of supposed to be a Christmassy type paper, but I am using it for my wedding pictures. There's also a stamp set and die set called Peace on Earth, which, let's see, did I use this? I did not use this in here. Well, I did use it. Yes, I did. I used the dies. I used the two doves here. I used these two little banners here. And I used a whole bunch of this sprig throughout the clusters. I also used the cute little envelope here. When my husband and I were dating, we had this this movie we loved, and it was called You've Got Mail. Maybe some of you remember it. And we met on the internet, and so the movie just kind of matched our romance. And so this little envelope here just makes me think of that. You've got mail, even though it was electronic mail, of course. This just reminded me of it, and I just thought the doves were pretty. And of course, we got married in Las Vegas at the Little White Wedding Chapel. And in this suite, you can also get these Hues of Blues flowers, and I just love them. The 3 blues, Secret Sea, Misty, Moonlight, Cloud Cover, and then you get this white. And they're really pretty, and I've scattered those throughout, as you can see here. And right here. And then this September to Remember, I thought was perfect. We got married September 26th. And that is from an older scrapbook set that they came out with, Stampin'Up did, called Autumn to Remember. So I used that, September to Remember, for that. And I think that's all I used on this as far as the product goes. Let me show you the other papers. Now, I've used quite a bit of this because I'm also going to make a layout with you today that uses this paper. Let me see if I can pull out some full sheets here, just to give you an idea of what the rest of the paper looks like. This one I love. I'm using this on my layout we're going to do today. And then this I love too. I don't think I've used this yet. Isn't that cute? This is kind of summery, kind of beachy to me, I think. Oh, I must have used some of that because there's some plaid. Oh yeah, I used it right there. Used little plaid pieces down on the bottom there. And then there's this one, which I think is really pretty. And I've used that in my little 1/2 inch right there. And there's some beautiful dove paper, which I think I'm going to be using those for Christmas cards. It's another piece of that. And there's a whole piece of the dove paper with that. And then this one again with that beautiful green plaid. And here's another dove one, which I will probably use for Christmas too. So pretty. And I love, 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 love this. I can see some Christmas cards with these 2 sheets here. I think those look really nice together. And then maybe, let's see, for Christmas, I think that probably we'll have to use some of this too. Either one of those would look really nice with this paper here. I think that's crumb cake. So that's the paper pack. And there's also a scrapbook kit that you can get, which is really nice. And you can also buy a paper pack and sticker sheet. I didn't get the sticker sheet, but I got this way before the book came out. So I have a new setup here today. Same equipment, just I stuck my camera in a different spot, and boy, I can set it up higher, so that's really nice. Whoopsie. So that is the first layout I've done of my wedding pictures, and I just think it turns out really pretty. The reason I thought about it was my maid of honor's dress was in those blue hues, and I just thought, oh, wow, that's what I can use that paper for. So let's get started on a layout. I have everything pretty much cut out and laid out because I'm slow. I'm not one of those professionals. And so I thought I would put these down here and just overlap just a little bit. I've gone ahead and I've edged all of the edges of my paper and my photo mats in the Secret Sea ink. Love, love, love that new color. I'm doing a frame style layout. As you can see, I already had my white on there. And then I'm going to have a meeting in the middle, so I didn't ink this edge. So, and then I'm just going to take a strip of this cloud cover and put that between them just to give them a little separation. So that'll be like that. And then this is my maid of honor and her husband, John. So that's John and Lisa, and they flew to Vegas with us 25 years ago. And this page is all about the wedding day. So from start to finish in our hotel. Well, this page, this is actually the second page, the left side. We got to get to the first side. So that's going to be like that. And then the first page is going to have banners on this side. They're going to line right up. This is 1.5 inches. I wanted that at. And then I did the banners here on this side with a little strip of that in the center. Got to get that one back up there where it belongs. Of course, I got to take it all apart to glue it, but you know that I have not been on here in a month. I don't know why. I just haven't. I have no excuse. Just time gets away from me. So here we are in front of our hotel, which was the New York, and this limo driver came and picked us up. And then here we are on the inside of the limo going to the church. Now, when we booked this wedding online before we went out there, we paid for some church. We don't know what church it was anymore. Well, this guy came and picked us up and he goes, "Really? You guys are getting married there?" He goes, "Let me make a phone call." He makes a phone call and he says, "Yep." He goes, "We can take you right down to the little white chapel. They're almost waiting for you." Was owned by the same people, but it was a really, really nice little chapel. And chapel where all the stars got married, they say. And so that is pretty much the layout of the pictures, kind of like that. I had this little picture here of my girlfriend and I walking out of the hotel when we were walking to the limo. And I was going to try to fit this in somewhere, but then I felt like it made it too much about her and I instead of him and I. So I decided not to. I also had a bigger picture of the two of us, and my dress is rented. Is that hilarious? Look at the hem in that dress. Can you see that? It's rented. So it was one of those weddings, yes. We booked the hotel and we booked the church. And then we got there and we went to a shop and we rented our dresses. Or I rented my dress. She had hers. My husband rented a tux. And all of the wedding dresses were hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I said, I can't pay for that. Well, this wasn't our first marriage, so on either side. So I didn't need to have a big fancy wedding dress. So I found this dress and I liked it. And so she altered it for me. That's why it has such a big, big hem in it. Now my embellishments that I'm going to use are using the Thankful Garden stamp and die set, and I'm just using this here. And then I use the mask to color the flowers in, and then I use this leaf here a few different times to make my embellishment clusters. I made them simple, but I thought that flower really looked nice with this paper. So that's why I use this. I think this is still available. I'm not positive. I didn't look before I made this video. If it is still available, it's probably in the last chance. So here's the flowers I made. I did the stenciling in the cloud cover ink, and then I did the leaf part of it in an old color from Close to My Heart. Mink, I think it was called, because I didn't have the color that matched the paper. And then I had these two little leaves done in the Secret Sea in the cloud cover. And then I'm also going to bring in these metallic texture rub-ons. I haven't used them yet, and I thought I would sprinkle a little of these around. Probably these right here, but I might bring in a little sprig or here or there. And I'm going to do it in the silver. You get silver and gold in here, but I think the silver matches what I've got going on here better. So let's get this glued down, and then we will embellish. I hope I don't have too big of a glare. These dots right here are from my blind, and I gotta turn that light away from my face. And there's nothing I can do about it. I close the blind, and that's what I get. So that's just the way it is. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I was working on a scrapbook for my family reunions, dating back to 1981 was the first page I had. Well, I finished it. I took it to my reunion, and it was a hit. I'm telling you what, everybody absolutely loved it and had so much fun reminiscing people that we've lost and stuff in them, you know, and it was a hit really bad. And I was going to show it here. I was going to do a walkthrough, and I still plan on it. But the reason I haven't is because I need to take it out of the D-ring binder I have it in, and I need to cut some slits in my page protectors and feed through my flip flaps that I used. And then I want to put it in a postbound album, because I will probably take it to my reunions for years to come. And if I leave it in that D-ring, it's, you know, it's going to get destroyed. They're just not as sturdy. And I have some postbounds, and so I'm just going to transfer it over into a nice postbound still from Close to My Heart. And then when I get those pages prepped, before I stick it in the album, then I will do a walkthrough. It's too hard to have it in the albums and do a walkthrough, so I'll just wait to put the pages in after my walkthrough, because it really turned out nice. And I do kind of want to show it off. So I'm excited about that, and I had really planned on coming on here a couple of weeks ago and getting that done, and I haven't. I'm not sure why. My life is not really that busy that I couldn't have done it, but I didn't, and here we are now. We are scrapbooking my wedding. So we've been married for 25 years on September 26th, and I am just now beginning to scrapbook the photos. So at least I'm doing it right. We don't have any big plans for our 25th. Of course, my dream was always to go to Hawaii, and that just hasn't happened. And I have some physical challenges with my back, and my neck, and I just don't know if I can handle a 12-hour plane ride, even if it's broke up between airports. I'm just not sure that my body can do that. So we've kind of postponed it. It was supposed to be our 20th. We were going to do that on our 20th, and I had just started planning it on our 20th, and then COVID hit. So that blew that out of the water. And I literally had all kinds of stuff I was starting to plan. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're not doing that. And so here we are 5 years later. And my husband has never really had any desire to go to Hawaii. The only thing he's interested in is seeing the Pearl Harbor, because he's a military guy, you know, and he was in the Navy. And so, you know, he's interested in all that kind of history and stuff. And that's really the only reason he wants to go. And I just thought, you know, I don't know. It's a lot of money for me just to enjoy myself. I'm not sure how much he would enjoy himself. So, because I want to go to all the gardens and do all the things, and, you know, he's not going to want to. So I have these banners up here, and I'm going to put these up here. Let's see, how do I have those? Like this. Oh, I think I had them all the way up. Like that. And like that, I believe. Maybe this one over the top of it. So have y'all had a nice look at the new Stampin' Up catalog? If you haven't, you can view it on our website. You can flip right through it. And if you went to rhondaleduc.stampinup.net, there's a link there to the catalogs. And you can view it, or you can just shop the products. And, of course, I'll put my website in the description so that you can see that. There's also, on the same day, there was a online exclusive release. So if you don't see anything in the contents of the mini catalog, you're sure to find something you love in the online exclusive. I haven't done a walkthrough for that. A lot of demonstrators have, but, you know, I haven't even been on here, so it just hasn't been something that I've gotten around to doing. So these pictures, this one I just did in the cloud cover mat. This one I just did in the white mat, and it's not a total white mat. It's like this white paper with like kind of a paint brushing on it. Let's see if I can show you what that is. And I just thought it matched the car and my dress and everything really well. And so this is what it looked like. And I was kind of torn to use this, but yeah, this is kind of a plain paper. So I thought, I'm not really heartbroken about using it. But I just thought it matched really well with the flowers and just everything. So that's what I did. And then, so that I just did in white because it's on this. And then in the first picture, I did in the white, and then I did a cloud cover because it's on the white. And I think I have this over here. I have a little sketch that I drew. I'm not going to show it to you because it's hilarious. I'm not a drawer, and so I'm not going to show it to you. But I have a little sketch over here on the side that I scribbled when I designed this, and then I took it all apart. So then I have my embellishments, and all I was going to do, let's see, was put a flower there with a couple of these coming out. Just something like that, just to give it a little something, something. And then I was going to do one up here, and my title's going to go right here. And it just says Wedding Day, and I have that all ready to go. And I was going to tuck this one, I think, underneath my picture, kind of like that. And I was going to do the same thing. Once I get my title down, I'm going to put a couple of leaves up here, these sprigs. I love these sprigs. I think that this is one of my most used things in this stamp and die set are those sprigs. I have used them a ton, and I literally had these already sitting on my desk because I've used them for another project in the same colors. And then I have one more, and I'm thinking that this one, where did I have that at? I think I had this over, oops, I already tied that down. Maybe I just went right over. I don't need to see that guy's face because I have no idea who he is. Just somebody else waiting to get married. And these are all done at the church before the ceremony. And so there was a bunch of friends with us. We had a whole group of people. We all flew to Vegas, and we had so much fun. Oh my gosh, it was like the time of our life. It really was. So sort of like that is what I'm thinking. Now, first I need to put my title down, and you'll crack up at this because look what I've done. I cut these out with the alphabet a la mode, and I used the adhesive sheets on the back. But when I went to take them out of the paper, the adhesive sheets stayed on the carrier sheet, and so I had all this sticky, and I thought, well, I'm just going to stick them on this, and so I can automatically put the wedding down, and then my day is over here on the side. Well, there's the Y, because the D and the A in day are the only two that didn't come off the carrier sheet. So I'm thinking that I can probably just go like that. And I think I have it pretty straight on my ruler here. I'm just going to poke those down. And we'll lift that up, put that over there, and then it's been sitting here since yesterday, so. So that worked pretty well, only the W came off. And let's see. Oop, my G's a little crooked. I think that looks pretty good. And then I just got to do the day. And I have 1, 2, 3, 1 in the center. Look at that. So we can just do this. See? I love this alphabet a la mode because you can get a pretty large word in. Oh, with, you know, out taking a lot of space up. It's nice. That looks good, and then my Y has already got the adhesive off of it. Oh, shoot, I was going to put some blending in the background of that. I even wrote myself a note. Darn, darn, darn. I was going to do some ink blending there. That makes me mad. I wonder if I can do it. You know, I can probably still do it. I think I will. I think I can do that right over my letters. I just had the little ink spot of cloud cover because, you know, they had a reaction to the foam one, and I just bought a 5-pack of the uninked ones, the little spots, and then I just bought the re-inker, which works fine for me. So I think I can still do this. Let's see. We'll just go over the top of it, but it's not going to show too much with the dark color of wedding day. But I really wanted to take that stark white off of there. I think I'm going to like that. I might need to re-ink this thing already. I've been using it a lot. It's a wonderful color. Just love it. I think that's good. I can always add a little bit more if I need to later. But I think I like that. Oh, shoot. That was not very smart. Make sure that's not on my picture there. Okay. Now I can put these down. So, I don't know about you guys, but I was cold for a couple of weeks there. It was really cold out, and now it is gorgeous, sunny and 72. My husband and I took a little trip this morning to see my mom and my brother, and then went out to Hobby Lobby. My husband found a model car that he wants, and I picked it up for him the last week when my mom and I went out there. And of course, he needed a bunch of different paints and stuff now. He loves to do model cars, especially in the winter. And we have a Corvette, and he found a model that matches our Corvette, so he had to have it. And so I bought it for him. That, maybe I'll do something like that on this. How's that look? I kind of like that. I think I'll do that. I'm going to put this down first. Just put that right up there. I think that looks good right there. Just put a little ink on this. So I guess we're going to have about 10 days here in mid-Michigan of warm and sunny. And I am so happy about that because my garden is still going. I still have peppers and tomatoes. And I've pulled some of them, and especially the tomatoes, and I've put them in the basement in a paper bag to ripen. And peppers I've been picking now and then and chopping them, putting them in the freezer, but this ought to help ripen everything up. There we go. I like that. I think that looks cute. Now let's get this picture down. I gotta stand up to do that to make sure I get it straight. That goes about right there. Oopsie, I didn't put this down yet. Let's put this one down too. Isn't this paper just beautiful? I just love it. And I just love the blues and how they just kind of go with the colors. And I don't know, I just think it's so pretty. I think it's just the perfect wedding paper. And I made a really pretty sympathy card with it too. I'll show you that in a second here. I think it's right here. Let's see. Yep. The little sprigs, and then I just used a little piece of white paper and put those little papers on it, and then just tied a little cute bow with the linen thread. And then I stenciled that on there from, I just cut out the die and saved the piece of paper that it cut out from, and I just did a little stencil there, and I thought that looked really pretty. I thought about doing this on here, and then I remembered those sprigs, and so I decided to do that. But isn't that cute? I just love this paper. And of course that sentiment is in the paper pack. I mean in the stamp set with Deepest Sympathy. So that made that nice. So there we have it. That is that one. And maybe I'm going to pop this one up. I'm going to put the sprigs on first and pop the hydrangea up. So these, I think, here, I think I want this one underneath. We're going to do that. And then something like this. Oh, we don't want that to go over the edge. Okay, just like that. It's easier to use the glue for that. All right, so right there. Right over the picture is fine. So I'm about to get started on some Christmas cards. Of course, with all the new Christmas stuff coming out, you know, you kind of got to play, right? And I'm wondering, what kind of a Christmas card person are you? When you make your Christmas list and you have all these cards to send out, do you sit and make special cards for each person? Or do you make a bunch of different cards and then decide which one goes to who? Or do you just make one Christmas card and do multiples and everybody gets the same Christmas card? I'm just kind of curious of what everybody does. Myself, I've always been make a ton of Christmas cards and then decide who gets what. That's my idea of it. And that's the way I've always done it. So that's probably what I will do again. I have a huge stash of Christmas cards, and I've been trying to use those this will be the second year. And so I probably will use up some more of my Christmas card stash and then just make some special ones for some people out of new products. That's kind of my plan. My crafty friends usually always get something new because, you know, they want to see all the new stuff. And then people that I just routinely send a card to because that's just what we do, right? You send and receive. Those people will probably get some older cards. Okay, those are all down. Oop, this one's not down yet. I think I'm going to put this down first. And so I'll be getting started with those here pretty soon. Figure that all out. See how many cards I need to make. I think that's going to go about right there. That looks pretty darn straight. Okay, and then we're going to put these down. I'll just use some glue. Put that one right up there. I love these little banners. I think that these need to be popped up a little bit though. I still have a little bit of my favorite thin tape from Close to My Heart. Thin foam tape. I have this pack and I have one more pack left, I think. I love this stuff. Just a little bit thinner than the Stampin'Up Dimensionals. And I just love it. And for scrapbooking, I don't really like a lot of big dimension. You know what? That is not straight. That's why I needed to stand up. Oh, I put glue on that too, darn it. Well, that's going to have to stay a little bit crooked because that has glue on it. Hopefully nobody will notice. That would be terrible. And then I'll use some dimensionals on this one. Have them a little bit different heights. I do really like the Stampin' Dimensionals. I love how easy they come off their carrier sheet. Okay, I like that. Now we just have these to put on here, and let's see. Oh, I don't want to cover up my husband's head. I'm so sad that the top of his head got covered up, but I really liked that picture of me, and it's still a good picture of him. Okay, I think that can go right there. So I'll put these there. Oh, just like that. Ooh, I like that. That looks good. Isn't this pretty? I just love it. So let me know in the comments, what is your go-to when you're sending Christmas cards, if you send Christmas cards? Or do you just go to the store and buy a box and don't worry about it because you think most people throw them away anyway? Well, I think a lot of people keep our cards when they're handmade. They know which ones are handmade or not. And I keep them, the handmade ones, and I also keep some of the really cute ones that other people send me. It just kind of depends. And sometimes I keep the pieces and parts and use them for other projects, or give them to my grandson. My grandson loves to make cards, and so sometimes I just give them to him in a box, and he can use pieces and parts and make his own Christmas cards. He likes to do that. And not too many of the, you know, big boxes of Christmas cards have, you know, too many things I want to keep, but sometimes you can tell people go to a store and they pick out cute cards, you know, like maybe they get them at a Hallmark store and they're just a little bit nicer than the mass-produced Christmas card boxes. And so I keep a lot of those. All right, that looks cute. What do you think? Now, do I need anything else? Did I need to do a little ink blending right here? Too late for that. Let's just try these. I haven't tried them yet. So let's just go ahead and try some of these little starry things. I thought they were kind of cute. I heard these are really easy to use. You just peel off that back, and you don't even need a little popsicle stick like we used to always have to have. You just go like that, and you just literally rub it. Here you can rub it with just your finger without even using your nail. Oopsie, I didn't get one of them. Do you think I can get it? I wonder if I can get it. Probably not in the right spot. There, not too bad. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Let's put another one, let's see, right here. They're really easy. They're not your usual rub-ons that you have to rub the heck out with the popsicle stick. How cute is that? I left one again, I think. I don't see it though. Oh, it's just that little tiny one right there. You think I can get it? Can I get two in a row? Well, it still didn't. I promise you, these work better than this. I've just never used them before. All right, that's gonna have to work. And then we'll put one more, and we'll use this cute little one right here, and we'll put it right there. Oh my gosh, you guys, what am I doing wrong? Everybody I've seen use these have not had this problem. I've just seen them using their fingernail. Well, I don't know why that one's not coming off. Well, I'll put another one right over the top of it. How's that? We'll do this one. Oh, that's terrible. Oh well, what am I gonna do? There's nothing I can do about it. Let's put a couple over here by wedding day and hope that this works better. Sorry about my elbow being in the way over there. Perfect, look at that. That looks really cute. All right, now let's see, what do we have left here? We have this one here, and I think we can go right here with that. Perfect. And then one more up here. I'll try another one of those little ones that didn't seem to want to come off. Oh, look at that. I got a little silver star there. Came out from the center. That looks cute. That looks cute. I don't think I have any place else I can put one of those, but what I can do is I think just maybe put a little something down here, and then I'll have like a little triangle of them. Let's see, maybe just a little piece. Do this right here. I think I can almost get that whole thing on there. Anyway, I think these are really pretty, and I'll show you the different designs. I literally saw people just using the ball of their, you know, the little tab of their finger to rub these on, and I don't know why I'm having such a hard time. Oh, look at that little splatter. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. I think I got it all. Okay, so that's that. Now there's one more little embellishment. We can't not put some of these beautiful little flowers on here. So let's see, what color do we want to use? I think we're going to sprinkle some of the Secret Sea and some of the Misty Moonlight. Let's go right here. And we will also use some of the cloud cover right there. And then over here we will we'll put one of those. Doesn't that look cute? Do you see where I was coming from in these hydrangeas in this paper pack? Don't you think it really matched? I just thought it looked really good together. We'll put one right there. And then we'll bring this one over here. Let's see. I think we'll bring him down here. And then put a Misty Moonlight right here, and a cloud cover right here, and a Secret Sea right up here. There we go. So I was going to show you the different designs that are in here. You get 2 sheets of each one. So this is the one we were just using. And then there's this one. You get 2 sheets of those. And then you get 2 sheets of the gold. So they're the same patterns, you know, 2 different sheets of different patterns, but then you get the silver and the gold. So you get a lot. I mean, I think that's going to last a really long time, especially if you're inexperienced like me and you waste them. So anyway, there is my layout, folks. And I'm really happy about it. I really love the way it turned out, and I want to know what you think. Peaceful garden for weddings. Perfect, right? I think that is so pretty. You see the glittery? I think it turned out perfect. I really, really like it. So I thank you for watching today, and I appreciate you if you have liked and subscribed my videos. I got some new subscribers in the last month, and I really, really appreciate all of you if you're one of my new members. And I appreciate all of you that have liked and subscribed and commented on my videos. And I would love to hear what you think of today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you right here next time on YouTube. Bye-bye.